Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to another fine episode of Chairshot Chronicles. Today we have honestly, I'm going to be for real, this is probably one of my favorite guests that we've had on the show. It's been long awaited, we finally got around to doing it, but ladies and gentlemen, I give you Corey Dillinger.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for having me, fellas. I really appreciate it.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, to my right, before we get into the accolades and all that stuff, we got
the future Chairshot Chronicle champion, Johnny Mega.
He's been on a roll that he thinks he's going to be the next champ, but I'm doing everything in my power to prevent that.
Well, you understand, man. The last name is Mega. Like that's a challenge.
Soon that belt will be megafied.
Ooh. What about Diligence?
Oh, you never know. Anything can happen on Chairshot. Honestly, if the plans that I have planned and brewing are going to go well, I think we're going to have some of that stuff happening. But Russell, over 15 promotions, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Over 15 promotions. I personally know you through Russell Pro and Creative Pro Training.
Mm-hmm.
I know many people who know you through ECPW, yada, yada, yada. But with all of that stuff on the table, one of my first starting questions is, I just want to know what got you into wrestling. Like, what was the moment in Corey Dillinger's life where he was like, you know what, yo, like, right now, I'm doing it. This is it. And, like, also some inspirations that you have. I'm silencing my phone just so I'm not rude.
Oh, you know what? You're not the only one.
I
remember, it was raining. It was raining today, so you know.
It was rain. We rushed into the studio.
So it's funny. I actually have a somewhat of a movie systematic way of getting into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Before wrestling, I was a basketball head.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, like, those are the only two things I love as a kid: basketball, wrestling. And then, as a kid, they didn't have wrestling where I was at that I knew of.
Yeah.
Then I found out they did have wrestling. Just nobody didn't tell me about it.
Yeah, it's very hard to find.
Yeah. And so I just played basketball in my life. It helped me get through school, helped me get through bullying, it helped me get through a lot of things. And I hit my climax where actually I played semi-pro basketball while I was in college getting my degree. And things just started going very bad. I had a very toxic relationship that I was trying to hold on for like 6 years. And the team that I played for at the end of the season, they disbanded and they never told me. So I walked into practice / tryouts ready to go and change my game up. Nobody was there.
Damn.
Wow.
So I'll start going into a downward spiral, saying, like, I know I'm going to get my degree, but I'm not passionate about my degree. Like, it's not something I wanted fully. You know, I'm still happy that I did get my bachelor's. You know, I'll tell anybody, get your bachelor's, but just make sure to get a major or a career that you want to get into, that you have no problem taking ups and downs in the process. That's the first thing I'll share with for knowledge-wise. But all of a sudden, a lot of people didn't know, I didn't start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Until college. So I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! With some of the college guys there.
My man, I knew it.
And then all of a sudden, they started talking about wrestling, and this time frame was where Dolph Ziggler was actually just coming in, and Big E was just coming in, and they would make up their own little story drafts. And I used to get into it, and I'd be like, yo, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. And I'll make storylines where Dolph Ziggler has his modern version of the ups and downs of Shawn Michaels, and had times where he'll collide with CM Punk on a normal, to where those two are the new faces.
Nice.
Little did I know, one of the guys I play Yu-Gi-Oh! With is a wrestling fan, combination of whole 9 yards. And then one day he came to me and said, hey, we got this thing going on YouTube and things like that. And I was like, are you asking me to wrestle?
Yeah.
He's like, no, actually, I cut him off. I was like, before he said anything, I was like, let me say this very respectfully. Fuck you. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You guys are not even trained. What are you doing? Because I found out it was a backyard promotion.
Yeah, okay.
And he said, Corey, we don't want you to wrestle. We want you to be our writer. I was like, excuse me? And that's because I was saying so many of my little fantasy stories to them. They started saying that, hey, he can help us out with our own product.
Nice.
So, if it wasn't for the fact that the address of the place was around the corner from my house,
Wow.
That's
like
fate.
walking distance, and I literally just lost my car, and I was actually off on Fridays, and I was going through all that turmoil I was having with my relationship and trying to figure myself out in college. And I said, screw it, fuck it. I did it, and I found out two of the guys that were trained actually trained at ECPW.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I need something to get out of my system. I need to feel refreshed. I did it. And next thing you know, I got hooked. Took me to a few places where I ended up meeting Sunny Kiss. Met Everett Cross, a few great people that I know in the past. And I still try to keep in touch with them to this day. But eventually I was like, guys, I love what y'all doing. I appreciate it. Y'all got me out of this rut mentally, emotionally. But I know I can go further with this. And then they took me to ECPW, when that's where I met Evercross, Sunny Kiss, Colossus, Rocco Scaletti, and so many other people. And then that's how I met Gino Caruso.
Mm-hmm. And Gino runs ECPW, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And I was there for like 2 months. Every Saturday, we actually had a little bad name for ourselves, calling ourselves, this is the Saturday group.
Uh-huh.
It was just basically guys who just did backyards, but little did they know that I wasn't like that. I wanted to get into this more.
Yeah.
And as you know, one Saturday, Gino comes to me and says, hey, you going to be here next week? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm going to be here Saturday. He's like, no. Why don't you come on a weekday? I was like, okay. As soon as I walked away, everybody gave me a round of applause. I was like, what's going on? I said, dude, he just actually going on his main roster.
Wow.
And then I basically haven't looked back since.
Nice. Man, that's dope. Okay, so saying that it got you out of a rut, what do you say for, like, I mean, having trained and, like, getting injured and being in that, like, funk of, like, not wrestling and doing anything active for a little bit, like, what do you say for the people who, like, are in wrestling today? This, I didn't even plan to ask this, but I'm going to ask because this is where we're at, but, like, wrestlers who deal with the repression on the regular or, like, getting through the normal ins and out of, like, daily life, do you think that struggling with those things back then, do you struggle with those things still now, going through, like,
Absolutely.
and how do you cope?
Absolutely,
Being
man.
on the road, traveling,
like,
and,
dude, like, sometimes, like, before I got the help that I'm getting now, like, by the way, for people who don't know, June is Men's Mental Health Month.
Yeah.
And this is a big thing that people need to start understanding, that us as men, we do have a lot of stress that is either put on us by generational purposes, or even by ourselves because we're trying to figure things out and we don't have the guidance. We're guiding ourselves. If you ever need help, go seek out help. I don't care if it's professionally or spiritually. Just go seek out the help guidance, because throughout my career, I was playing zigzag with my stress.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if I had stress in, like, workload wise in a job and balancing to get the wrestling, I would use wrestling as my antidote to relieve the stress, to keep figuring it out. And there were times where wrestling was so hard or discouraging that I would try to reach out to my personal life and try to get away from wrestling to recharge myself back in.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing I tell people is, if I'm making this up, but if you ever had let's say you had a pie chart,
Mm-hmm.
and there's 3 sections you can go to, try to rotate yourself in those lives. Even though your main thing is wrestling, but it's okay to step away a little bit and try to seek out stuff to keep you recharged, keep you familiar with the world. Because sometimes we'll be so head deep in wrestling that we don't know what's going on outside,
Mm-hmm.
that we sometimes will miss the window for us to actually keep up or be ahead of the game of wrestling. Because at the end of the day, wrestling and trends and how society works, they all work hand in hand.
Exactly. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So it's just balancing that is the biggest thing. Like, it's hard to balance, but that's what I've done to get so far. And then to the point where I had some help from some very wise people that told me, Corey, you need some help. Like, you're mentally not approaching you. Like, you outside, you're a really good guy, but when in the locker room, sometimes if nobody knows you, you come off like a whole different person.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of you being your organic self, it seems like you're just hiding yourself. So I actually went to get help. I spoke to Dr. Carl. He's actually a wrestler at the Monster Factory. That's one of the places I train at. And I'm actually considering going back again full time.
Nice.
And Aaron and 2 other guys, they all work together. They actually support wrestlers who have mental issues of stress with wrestling. And they have 2 days out of the month, they have an open section where if anybody wants to come in and vent and talk and get their stuff out, they're welcome to, and that's been a big help for me as well.
Honestly, that's nice because honestly, you don't hear that anywhere. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, when I was training, I didn't do that.
Well, brother, we gotta be strong. We gotta know what's going on. They don't know different, brother.
I mean, wrestling even comes with so many of that like old generational, like toxic masculinity type vibe shit. I mean, I think it's one of the things that makes it so hard for people today, I think, to just become wrestlers. Well, like especially like people are bred differently today. Like some people aren't down with that.
True, but here's the double-edged sword, and this is where I feel it with this. That even though it's bad, there's some strength into this because without that masculinity, how can you magnify your character? How can you actually be the best you on a higher value? Mm-hmm. So like for us, we have that. It's just fine. Like I said, it's like like I said before, it's like finding that balance. So it's like, I understand, I feel like wrestling is an open opportunity for everybody. Mm-hmm. Do I feel that everybody deserves to be in it? Everybody deserves to have a chance.
Definitely, yeah.
Do I feel like you deserve to be in it? No. So I'll lean towards that masculinity side to a certain extent. Say, hey, bro, if you can't cut it to a certain way, you're not helping yourself or us.
I think it's more of level of like using like knowing where your kayfabe ends, Like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, we are these guys who, like, wrestle and we have to be masculine. Like, that's kind of the whole thing we're slinging here. Mm-hmm. Like, but, I mean, I feel like also at the end of the day, like, remembrance of, like, some people might be dealing with shit that you don't even see, like, on the surface level. Mm-hmm. And, like, some dudes don't see that of an older generation. I'm sure there are dudes out there, like, I mean, I'd like to believe that there are dudes out there. I don't personally run into them, but like the fact that you said that those people have 2 days, you said 2 days out of the week or the month?
Out of the month, 2 days a month, they'll
and just let people come in and
it's an open channel. It's open but private. It's in a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And anybody within that hour can come in. Depending how many people is depending, like they'll give you a window to speak about, and it's been very hopeful. I'm not going to say who's been in that group out of respect.
Yeah, totally.
But there were one person put me on that. While we were talking, we end up sharing with each other. Mm-hmm. That the same thing like you would do. Like I also look at this therapy session group as also like a wrestling community group because sometimes, not saying that the therapist is going to have all the answers, but sometimes a person who's going through something might say a story that another wrestler knows about, and then now as the confidentiality can openly share and give advice to help not just you but anybody else who's in that group. Know what's going on. It's like just having that community, and that's the one thing I will say. Everybody has their own cliques, everybody has their own pockets, and that's totally fine. I still believe that wrestling, in a certain extent, is still a high school structure because you're gonna have your people who you cool with, you're gonna have people that you work with, you're gonna have people you don't like. Yeah. Some people you don't like because you had a bad experience or whatever the case may be. But you're just gonna have those, and for me, that's just like my little clique or niche where people that I've seen from different parts of the world. Thinking that they're all good, and then I see them in the chat and going, "What the fuck happened, bro?"
Yeah.
Because we don't see what they see. Because we only see the surface. We don't see what's happening inside.
Mm-hmm. You're up, bro. I'm gonna let you take the next one. This is you.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, we mentioned before that you wrestled in 15 different promotions.
Yeah.
But one that sticks out to me because I grew up watching it was Grimm's Toy Show, and I just want to know what your experience was wrestling on that show and with Grimm.
Seriously? Seriously? Wrestling at Grimm's Toy Show was a fun experience. It was fun. I met people that I didn't think I would meet. Like, for example, I was in a match with Thunder Rosa. Mm-hmm. And I just played my role as, I ain't gonna lie, I think she's attractive, back in the day. So I just played like the cool, like I was like, hey, I'm trying to win you over. I'm not trying to beat you, I'm trying to win you over, baby. But it was fun times. And then the one thing about Grimm's Toy Show in this weird, crazy way, it's another way to help you magnify who you are. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'll get a name and you might not like that name, but sometimes if you can make it work, that shows that you can take a lemon and make lemonade out of it. And that's a challenge that a lot of us as wrestlers do in general, but like you'll have that character and it'll help you out. And for a lot of people who don't have the exposure of social media, it definitely helps build yourself as a character to where like if you decide I want to transition to something else, you already have a following base that's with you. Now, granted, you might have some people that be like, I don't like this character. I don't like this. So, but it's good because that means you're getting feedback, which means either you're going to push this envelope and see if they're going to adjust it, or you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. I'll try it. But at the end of the day, you're your own man or woman, and you're going to make choices, and this is where you learn and you adapt. And a lot of times, a lot of promotion will give you that option.
Yeah.
Grimm's Toy Show in its weird, crazy, psychotic, and erotic way, it does. And
yeah. I mean, I think it's just like, I think it's a good product. I know there's people out there who kind of like hate on it, but like, it's fun. It's like light. I honestly feel like when you're watching it, I feel like it's just like a comfortable space.
I'll be honest. At one point, I did not like this crap.
Yeah?
I'm gonna try to bring my mindset to how it was. I didn't like the crap. I didn't like it at all. You know, and this was after. I think it's after I was with Robbie E. We had a segment with Robbie E. This is like, I think, year 2017. I think I could be wrong. But it was one point I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, I'm the biggest motherfucker here.
Yeah.
And I don't like, winning and losses don't really care to me to a certain extent, but I do care. But that's not the fact. There was like, what the, like, I'm not a threat. I'm a clown. I'm a joke. But then I realized doing those things helps you become a better threat. Because now you're not just a threat in the ring, you're a threat outside in regards of being marketable, being have more presentation, have more, pizzazz or moxie. I like to say moxie a lot.
Yeah.
In this industry. And I went back, the last time I went back was I became the general manager.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And
that was one of the best times I remember watching that. Like, one of the videos that stuck out to me was the Casey Navarro, Jay Evans, and the triple threat match. I forgot who else was in it, though.
Yeah, I think it was, darn it, it's been so long. I think it was Kurt Bale. I think it was Bale. Kurt Bale.
Maybe. It might have been.
Yeah, like, and to me, that was, like, surprisingly the most fun I've had, because I always been so at the time frame of all this happened, I met some of the guys in the indies that are part of AEW now. So one of them was Orange Cassidy. I was like, cool, we're going to have fun with this. And I'm already at a point where you see me being calm, and you've seen it, that I freak out because everything is so chaotic.
Yeah.
And then I just went to a shutdown and started playing somebody else I'm not. And that was freshly brewed Corey Dillinger. And, I tried to do the whole thing, how Orange Cassidy goes into the ring, says calm, like, whatever. It's cool.
Little kick.
No, I didn't go that far. But, eventually I'm bringing a different side of me that's already created, but it's helping me bring out more of a personality to where people would just entertain. Because I remember seeing the comments where they're like, freshly brewed, hilarious. Or they're going like, this guy is going to break. Like, I know he's going to break. Orange, he said, there's not enough orange juice for him to stay cool. And I was just having a ball with it. And the fact that get those kids and fans so engaged to it made it so much fun. Like, FYI, as a little spoiler, I am planning to make a return back to GTS. I know a lot of times on my live feed, I told people no. I did. I said no, I'm not going to act like I'm a hypocrite.
It's funny, a lot of people came back recently, and then they just brought Jimmy Controversy back, and then everyone was gone. Like, I remember everybody just left.
Oh, yeah.
And then he was gone, and then people came back, and now Jimmy's back again.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Because I saw that shit. We'll see how that goes. I respect Jimmy a lot for him as a hustler. From his own way, the stuff I see him bust his ass to try to get to where he wants to be as a wrestler, I have the utmost respect for him. Do I like how it happens? Not all the time, but I can see the hunger he's trying to figure out a way.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think he's one of those dudes who's like constantly in that process of trying to turn a lemon into a lemonade. And honestly, he's sticking with it. Like, there are dudes who would crumble under that pressure, and you would lose them to the wind. Like, you know what I mean?
The last time I was like very invested in him was when he was doing the clown gimmick, the Tito the clown. Yeah, because trying to do the Fiend.
Yeah, because nobody, but at the same time, nobody knew who it was. So, but once he found it was him, they're like, wait, what? And
then I was like, wow, I'm invested. Like, I was invested.
Yeah. All right, segueing out of that,
Yeah.
I have to ask you one of the big things I got to ask you, because one of my favorite moves in history is the bionic elbow.
Wait.
I knocked your vape over. I'm sorry.
No, not even that. I'm happy that ding happened. Ding. Is that a blunt right there?
A what? Yeah. Oh yeah. Feel free, bro. Feel free.
Oh, appreciate you. By the way, we're in a state that this is legal.
Oh yeah. We're following all rules. All smokers are above the age of 21. One of my favorite moves in wrestling history, bionic elbow. I love just the build up and the flair to just the pop with the elbow on the head. It's perfect in my opinion. People who follow you on Instagram will know that you trained under Dustin.
Yes.
And if you read the caption on the post, that kind of there is a story that fits with him allowing you to do kind of your own variation of it. I want to know the story. Tell me how that came to be and how you ended up finding out what your variation was going to be.
So I've been trying to figure out what can I do to make myself, I'll say relevant. You know, I feel like I'm there, but I'm still trying.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is something that people are not doing that people still like seeing being done? So at the time, Keith Lee came in, people telling me, yo, Corey, you gotta start doing flips, bro. And I'm like, bro, I'm a basketball player, not a gymnast.
I feel like that's a common theme now. A lot of people be thinking, you gotta do flips, you gotta do all these crazy jumps, but there's not a lot of people who know that's standard wrestling.
Yeah. And then a lot of people that don't know this, I actually have a boxing background. So I went back to my basics. And if you look at some of my old footage, every time I'm slowing the guy down and they're in a corner, I'm already setting up jabs. I'm setting up body shots the whole time.
Yeah.
So I was just like, okay, let's find a way to where everybody can relate to my punches. So I thought about Dustin. I'm sorry, correction, Dusty. Dusty. And I was doing my variation before I went to the camp.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing it, trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I started doing my jabs. At first I was like, okay, I'm going to do 1 jab, 2 jabs, 3, and then make it real fast and then pop. I was like, no, because then the fans are not going to catch on.
Mm.
Like, my thing is I like to make things like a real fight. Because at the end of the day, we're fighting in there. We have a little art to it, but it's a fight.
Yeah.
But I realize when people don't know you, they need something to recognize you. And I'll be honest, in the backstage, somebody said, Corey, you got such a let me say how you say, you have such a dusty attitude with yourself. You're so positive and everything else. I appreciate you, what you talk to. I was like, bro, where the heck did that come from? I'm sorry, man. This is my inner Dusty, and I see a Dusty in you. And he walked away. By the way, that was all
life-changing words right there.
That was Casey Loken from the Throne, and that was a long time ago. And cause I was goofing off with him, and then I started thinking yo, maybe I should bring in the Dusty punches because nobody's doing them anymore. Everybody's thinking you gotta be small so you can do fast stuff. I'm a big dude. Okay, cool. I am quick. Yes, I am agile. I can do drop kicks. I can jump off the top rope.
Yeah,
I just don't like doing it. I just don't like doing it. So I started doing it, but I was like, I cannot. You know how they say you cannot reinvent the wheel. But I do believe you can add a spoke to the wheel. And I got that because I'm a car guy, and I didn't realize that until somebody said that to me. So everybody's always doing the punches. Boom, boom, boom here. Whoa. My biggest thing I hated from the Dusty punches was a person who was actually just going like this. After 3 punches, I understand the chucking and jiving and flip, flop, and fly. They're just going, Mortal Kombat, finish him. And I was like, I had to find a way to bring back the realism. So I continue on. I say, what if I fake it out? So every time I'll do what everybody wants is the elbow. I'll fake out I'll take the elbow pad instead. How Dusty kept the elbow pad on.
Yes.
I'm trying to make this like I'm about to really hit you with my elbow, which at times I really am. Take it off, but then as soon as I see your hand goes up, I'm gonna go for the body.
Yeah.
And it gave it to me more of an organic way of saying like, hey man, I'm giving my homage, but I'm putting my own flair into it. And
but at the end of the day, you are who you are, and you're throwing that realism on the I faked you out and got you. Like,
right.
You thought I was going to be this flair, and I'm not. Like,
Exactly.
Thought I was gonna pay the homage and do the whole thing, but
Yeah.
I got you. Like I was being strategic.
But at the end of the day, I'm still paying that homage because without
Totally.
him, I wouldn't have had no idea. Now falling down to when I got accepted to train with Dusty Rhodes at the Road Wrestling Academy, I didn't know what to expect. All I know I was going to work hard and do what I can.
Because you're from here and they're out in
Texas.
Yeah, so
Austin,
you
Texas.
stayed out there when you were training out there?
I literally took my car and drove 1,700 miles. 1,800 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Straight. Well, not straight there because I would die.
Yeah, word.
I crashed in Tennessee at the borderline. No, sorry. Actually in Arkansas. Did you know that West Memphis is actually considered Arkansas?
Oh, wow.
So, like, people think of Memphis as the whole thing, but it's actually the border.
Yeah.
So, when you say West Memphis, it's actually Arkansas.
Yeah.
So, I crashed there, drove all the way over there, got myself situated, and trained, and did not look back. I literally worked 2.5 jobs the month before, but 2 months before I left, just to make sure I had rent up here. I still had a lease. I still had responsibilities up here.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a lot, but just focus on training and picking his brain and seeing the insights. And he's such a great help. I know right now he's probably going to be pissed off seeing me with his blunt if he sees it. You know, to be honest, I just realized that, like, I pulled this and talking about him. But yeah, and everything just worked out. And then when it came for our matches, and they asked each person, what's one thing you like to do? What's your main thing? If you have a finisher or something you like to work on.
Mm-hmm.
And he always asks you, like, what you like to work on to perfect it so where it could look good, not just for the indies, but for television. That's the biggest thing, television.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, hey, I have my own rendition of your father's punches. Because at first I just say, I want to do the Dusty punches. That's okay. He's like, fine. You heard him. You picked first. I was like, but I have my own little take. He's like, go on. So I said, hey, I do the same punches. I can do as many as you want, make it have fun. But instead of taking the elbow, I drop to my knees and give a very impactful body shot to the abdomen. And he was like, let's see it. And we wrestled a guy. I just told the dude, yo, if you see my elbow, just block up. So that's it.
Yeah. Throw your hands up.
Throw your hands up. Like I said, treat this like it's a real fight, bro. That's all I ask. You can have fun with it, but treat it like a real fight. And I'm just hitting the jabs, and all of a sudden I start winding up, and I took the elbow pad, and I had my elbow up like I was about to go a whole big step, and he see me just drop to a knee and just turn. Boom! And the guy just literally, like, legit, he oversold for me, I ain't gonna lie.
Nice.
Because for the sake of that, I just want to show him the move.
Yeah.
I didn't want to really hit the person, and I was like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's yours. Yeah, you do
I
it.
like that.
And the fact that I was able to do it on the showcase and give that homage to him, but also try to introduce myself in the mix, it was definitely a bittersweet.
That was a showcase match that I showed you. They had it on YouTube, right?
Yes.
They put the whole thing up there? Yeah. You're up, Johnny.
Okay, so we know that with wrestling comes injuries or terrible bumps. Are there any that come to mind? Either a really long injury that hurt or a bump that you took that
Savage bump.
that sucked. That like
Oh God, so many. I remember taking my first day.
We're like, just pick one.
I just can't pick one.
No, I get it.
Can I just throw three and they're like they're all
Definitely.
elevated. So to be honest, I've never took a German. I believe 5 to 6 years of my career, I never took a German. I also never gave one. I felt like that was not my thing. Everybody wants to be Mr. Suplex City. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, pull off the Brock.
You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, having a match with a guy named Hedges at UWA Elite, and I remember seeing that the spot I'm about to explain between Neville and Kevin Owens, where he used the rebound of the rope to use momentum to throw the German.
I love that spot, but I know it sucks sometimes. Like, it could suck.
So the guy's like, "Yeah, I want to German you," and I'm like this.
Oh man.
No, bro. No, we're not letting that rock. I literally said, the only way you're gonna get that off if I bounce off that rope, because I'm damn sure not jumping for you. I should have never said that to him.
He was like, all right, let's rock it.
He literally said rock it. Like, so literally, he whispered to me, said, if you ever bounce off the rope, and I'm behind you, just know what's happening. I'm like,
Damn.
so legit, I remember exactly what happened. He started hitting me. He said, "I'm doing it." I was like, "What?" I hit him with a shot. I was like, "I'm doing it." Slapped me. Got pissed. I charged. Literally passed by. I was like, "Fuck." And I flew. Like, if you look at the UWA Elite Network, they have it. Like I said, when I was like 2016 or 2017. I was about to hit the 5-year mark, so correction, for almost 5 years. I flew across that ring. Like, legit. Like, the ring is 16 or 18 by 18. And I'm a big dude, but I'm tall. Hedges, he lost a lot of weight, gained it back. No, he was big at the time. Lost the weight, losing weight, and now he's not small, but he got the height.
Yeah.
When I mean the distance of the height visual of seeing me in the air and him falling back because he's shorter, you're thinking like, oh my God. Like, my face like, oh my God. Oh. And I took that bump and I was like, this ain't bad. But as soon as I went to the back, I was like, oh God. And then after that, I was taking a Death Valley driver through a table in the corner. That one sucked because even though I'm heavy, and I can probably break it didn't want to go. Oh yeah, like it felt like instead of just going here, it was like, and I was like, oh,
that push you through it.
And then the worst one I ever took was doing a Russian leg sweep off a ladder into the flat ladder.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and I remember that one's also at UWA Elite as well. So imagine there was a metal, just another ladder right in the corner. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, they were trying to set bridges to try to climb off to get to the middle.
Yeah.
I broke one of those down and it fell sideways.
Oh shit!
No, like before it happened. So I was like, okay, cool. But then the next, they're like, screw. I'm gonna put somebody through this shit. Then I'm like, nah, because this is a scramble. This is like the Money in the Bank. So it's like 8 people. I'm like, so I started getting. It was Lucas Finnegan, and shout out to Magic and Lucas Finnegan, by the way, love those guys, and Kentucky Bread and everybody in that match. I go up, I started hitting him. He's like, bro, you gotta take me out. I'm like, what? Bro, I can't do this. Take me out.
Damn.
I was like, what you do? He's like,
oh, so you delivered the...
I delivered it, but I'm still feeling it.
Yeah.
So literally, I feel like I was in a movie at one moment, because you know how, like, if you watch any of the classic wrestling movies, when you see the inside stuff and the guy's
like there's that moment when
he's like, bro, I can't pass it to you,
brother.
No, he's like, I can't pass it anymore, bro. I can't do this. It's like, yo, gotta finish. I'm like, bro, you can do this. You can do this. So do your thing. We're good. It's like, nah, I can do it. Take me out now. I'm like, I did not know how much he was in pain or whatever. He's like, dude, just fall back. I got you. I looked back. I was like, oh hell no. I was like, we're going through it. And it took the Russian leg sweep, and then Magic jumps on both of us.
Oh damn.
So we both got taken out at the process. But like that pain, I was like, if it wasn't for my adrenaline kicking in like so hard, and it was a wooden ladder and it snapped.
Oh damn.
It wasn't the beautiful combination of aluminum and elastic. No, it was wood. Wood.
I have to ask this before we sign off, because since we usually have a third host here with us, Brandon, and he covers a lot of like our deathmatch stuff.
Yeah.
Have you or would you ever do a deathmatch? And what is your opinion on deathmatch wrestling? Like, which where you're like, nah, that ain't for me.
Deathmatch wrestling is a freaking art on its own. I gotta say that. It's an art on its own. It's definitely... I looked at wrestling as theater, right? Mm-hmm. And at one point, the fans of our youth, we took it as our, I call it gladiator spirit. Where like you people, there's only certain people that could be in a gladiator ring, right? Mm. But everybody who's a fan always dreamed that. So when they're there, their anger, their emotions emphasize as like they're the gladiator as well.
Totally.
So as that changed, and I start seeing deathmatch wrestling, that started bringing back the aggressive gore. Because like if you look at it now, like everybody knows that wrestling is entertainment, wrestling is theater.
Yeah.
So like they're not looking for the raw emotions and like stuff like that. They are, but they're trying to live into the moment. With death matches, in its own way, because of the extreme violence, you can't help but bring out that inner I want to be a gladiator or Mr. I'm fucking up too. Like,
yeah, word.
those are the things, and I respect death matches 100%. I know a few people who are great wrestlers who just choose to do death matches.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I wish the best for them. And I understand they sometimes make more money than us. I ain't gonna you know, but would I ever do one? Yes, I would do one. Would I tell you who it would be? Absolutely not. I know somebody who's watching this that's gonna make that happen, and that's one of the dream matches I want to keep a dream until I want to wake up out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, oh man,
that one was for Brennan in spirit. There you go, Brennan. You got your answer. I knew he would have asked you that because, like, I talk about you all the time, and he knows that like it's not something that you've done before. So like I feel like he would have totally brought that one up.
Actually, I'll give you a fun story with emphasize that. So when I had my little mini tour in Indiana, I stumbled across a promotion who pays big homage to CCW in Indiana, and they basically do their own shows. They'll have like great athletic guys that have it. They literally to me in their own way just runs CCW with their own Indiana roster.
Okay.
Like, it will, of course, outsiders coming in and welcome. But, like, you really see, like, the guys who are very athletic, rep tech matches. Then you'll have that gritty one dude, OG veteran versus the young guy. Then you just have death match. And then maybe after they clean up everything enough, they'll have, like, the main event that's like a wrestling match / death match.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like...
It'll be like something short of a death match, like hardcore or something like that.
No, because the only thing I love about it, they said for that particular show, except for like two other matches, which were the full death matches, they said you pick 2 weapons, you stick with it. And I was like,
it's not bad.
I like how this sounds.
Yeah,
you know. And I was trying to get debut there, and then they offered like, do you do death matches? And I mumbled, it was like, no. He's like, you do or you don't? I was like, I want to, but not now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
And then I found out he actually had 2 spots open, but he was looking for me to do the death match.
Yeah.
And who knows, if I would have did that, I probably have some scars to talk about right now on the show.
Yeah.
But I would probably end up being a whole different. My wrestling career could have changed.
Yeah, word.
Could have changed.
Totally.
I don't know if it could have been for the better or for the worse, but it definitely would have changed.
Damn.
Fun fact that a lot of people don't know. So outside of wrestling, I am a businessman. Outside of like people think like this character Corey Dillinger, which I'm actually starting to evolve myself more of a businessman because I realize a lot of times people are taking my kindness for granted. So I'm like, you know what? Let's keep this business. So I'm actually going to put out my business side of things. Imagine if Zeus or Debo, as anybody to say from Friday, merged with any kingpin from Daredevil.
I like that.
So that's what it is. Like, hence why it's a shirt right here. This is actually one of the shirts I got called "What's Your Net Worth," and that is my catchphrase. And the phrase is the phrase means more than just saying like how much money you're making. It's literally net worth is really a word of value.
Yeah, like what are you worth?
Exactly. What are you worth? What do you bring to this company? What do you bring to yourself? What do you bring to being in the ring with me?
I feel that.
And
I like that.
A lot of people. I already put out some of it right now, in some places, and some people are going like, I respect that. I fuck with you, bro. I'm like, yeah, you should. At the end of the day, I'm a businessman. So we're going to talk business and have fun in the process, or you can just enjoy yourself and enjoy me. But at the same time, I'm going to get paid regardless.
Yeah, word.
And so I got so caught up in that. So that I'm also it could be the weed too. I actually have, so being a businessman, I actually have outside ventures. So I'm actually a small owner. I have 2 businesses. I have my own, of course. As a wrestler, and then I have Diligent Enterprise, which is actually my legit LLC that I use to build business consulting because I do small business owners. I actually am big on helping small businesses, no matter what they are, who they are. And I have my own beard growth product. Why do you think my beard looks so good, baby?
Yo, I actually remember that. I think I remember you telling me that a while ago because I've run into you like. I remember like after meeting you at training, I ran into you so many times where it was just like I was driving getting gas. He was getting gas at the same gas station,
Damn.
a gas station I never go to, like mad wild. And then like I think I remember you telling me that shit, and I'm always like, shit, my shit's lacking. And then
so I'll keep it.
People got the fresh shit.
So keep it how that when we spoke about it, it was all in development.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying to figure out how we'll get the resources. I used to make it by scratch, and now when I have time, I outsource. I make it myself, but I outsource now. At the end of the day, it's like you gotta keep demand up. Like I'm not. Yeah. My business is slowly growing, but at the same time, I'm being on a conservative budget because I ain't trying to make no more losses in my life, and I lost too many, both in physical and mental. And you just gotta make the best of it. So now it's actually fully in development. I actually have beer balm and oil, and it's called Diligent Growth.
That's dope. You can get it online?
As of right now, I'm having somebody bless me with making a website. But if you just need it, just go to diligent_growth_treatment.
I'll drop it in the description.
We'll just drop it. But if you head into my personal Instagram or that Instagram, you'll see a mini store that's there. You'll see T-shirts that I have, soon to be have, and you'll see the products on both channels. And that's how you'll be able to get it until the website's up.
Word. Nice. There you go. Before we sign off, you got anything else you want to plug? Shows coming up.
Yeah,
Where to get Dillinger T-shirts besides the beard ones?
Definitely I have a match going up this Saturday, June 17th.
You guys will be seeing this on Friday.
Yeah, so tomorrow against Kyle the Bull. Last month I had a chance to be a 2-time world champion. I got screwed over, and I felt like it was a screw job. But technically it wasn't the owner. But I felt like because I think he's in his hand. I just feel it. I could be wrong though. And next I lost, and my boy got his revenge. Matt Vertigo got his revenge against Kyle the Beast. So, I'm so mad. I said Brandon the Bull so many times I can't stand this mofo. I'm sorry. I'm obsessed with this title. It's to the point where I'm about to say I should be saying Kyle the Beast. I end up saying Brandon the Bull in my head. Like that's how ticked off I am right now.
Yeah.
But I'm going against Kyle the Beast. And the last time, we only wrestled twice in my career. After almost 10 years, we only wrestled twice. The first time with Kyle Cuts Promotion, JCPW, we tore it down. I feel like he was the one that helped me become the Diligent One Corey Dillinger, because they saw my worth from that point. And I won that match. Then I had my match in the pandemic at UWA Elite.
Oh, okay.
We tore it up, but nobody saw it.
And who took the win on that one?
God took the win. So to me,
this Saturday's the tiebreaker.
Yeah, to me, in a long
blow-up match.
True. Now, granted, in my the promo that's going, I'm going to put a promo tonight out, and I gotta, for the sake of the business, I was told not to bring up the other promotions, as like just keep it organic within the brand, which I respect. Yeah. But like this is a raw catch. Like I've wrestled him before, but to me, regardless, if the last thing I remember is you beating me, my first win don't count.
Oh yeah. Gotta make up for the last loss.
So to me, this is a like I say, there's always a light at the end of every tunnel, and sometimes the tunnel is so dark that you can't walk, but you got to walk to the light. And this is my mindset of saying not only I can get back on a winning streak to try to earn a spot for that title, but I could also win back what I've earned a long time ago.
Word.
And that match we had with at JCPW was a year before COVID. So a year or two before. So the fact that then basically 1 or 2 years later he beat me, and then now 1 to 2 years later again
we're gonna try it again.
That's rare. Like and this is organic.
In the industry.
It's organic. Like
that's
so to me this is rare. Like and I'm so excited. I'm focused. I'm gonna get my sleep tonight. I'm gonna get my vitamins and minerals, brother, and
word.
And just be focused and ready. But definitely I am.
Word. I'm down, bro. Thank you for being here with us. We're getting some phone calls.
Already.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Business is booming.
Business.
They want the product.
We get the secretary's gonna get it.
Yeah. They want the product. They heard the product on the line.
Oh, word, right? They heard about it. They call them. They want some beard supplies. They call them to get a tea and some beard balm. Guys, Corey Dillinger, once again, all his information is going to be linked for Instagrams. Go support small businesses, seriously. I want to thank you guys for tuning in with us again. I am your Chair Shot Chronicle podcast champion, Nick Natural.
I'm the future Chair Shot Chronicle champion, Mr. Mega.
The future is in the future, but we living in the present today. But we're going to sign off. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time.